Winning men's rugby's lineal world title is only the start. It's a matter of how many games can you keep it for, because you have to defend it in every match. And so what I've got here is across all 698 games since 1871, looking at how many matches teams have held it for, and then averaging that. So, for instance, Argentina, Samoa, and Romania have only ever managed to win the title and then never successfully defended again. So their match runs are always won, whereas you then start to go up. And so like Scotland have actually had success over the years, but on average they lose it quite a lot. I don't think they've successfully defended it at the moment since the 80s, but they have held it quite a few times, and so their numbers come down quite low. Traditionally, France, for what you'd think was a pretty strong rugby nation, certainly in more recent years, have a really poor record at keeping the Shield. When they do manage to win it, they just don't manage to hold on. Wales, again, there's a long history that comes through. Same for Australia. Japan I love because they've only had 2 separate runs, both of them for 3 matches, so very easy. Ireland boosted it hugely in the run that they had in 22 through to 23. They went 17 matches unbeaten. That really helped this average and pushed them up. England traditionally have been strong enough that they've been able to retain it for decent chunks, and the current run, because England are the current holders, they're on 3, so they'd be looking to go beyond their average if they can win against Wales on the weekend and defend it to go to 4. South Africa, traditionally extraordinarily strong, and that's not surprising that they'd have it. One of the interesting things with South Africa is they've got some really long runs, but not for very big matches. So, for instance, they held it from 1937 through to 1953, which is insane, but it was only 12 matches. There was a world war going on, so totally fine. And New Zealand have been dominant. You know, they first won it in the 1920s, and since then they've been really consistently strong. But certainly in the early 2000s, for the kind of 15 years, they really extended because they had a load of runs that were really long and it really pushed all of this up. And so they sit there at the top.